What's up, guys? So wanted to go ahead and do another video on this program as Ecom Family Academy. Go ahead and give like an update for 2025 and all that. But basically, this is an e-commerce course that teaches you the drop shipping business model and the print-on-demand business model. And before I get back into this program and everything like that, did want to just kind of share with you what I'm doing, which is a different business model. It's called local lead generation, but basically all I do is I simply pick a website, pick a niche, and I build a website for it. So this was actually the first website that I ever built over 5 years ago. I applied some basic SEO to it, ranked it on Google for my main keyword right here, and I've been number one for 5 years straight. And the reason why that's important is just because it'll get a lot of phone calls, and those phone calls I then pass over to a contractor who actually fulfills the work, and then in return, he gives me a little sliver of the action. And this is a website. It's not super complicated or anything like that. Pretty basic if you ask me, but the information is authoritative, which is important to Google. But anyway, that's kind of what I do. If you guys want to learn more about it, I'll have a link in the description down below. It'll take you to this website right here, where basically answers all your questions. But going back to the Ecom Family Academy, they've been around for a couple years now, I think since 22, 23. Reginald is running the company and all that. And they have actually, quite a bit of students in there at this point. And some things that you're probably wondering about it are, of course, if it works, are they legit? How much is it? Is there a money back refund and all that? Well, let's go ahead and start with the cost. Okay, the cost of this program is $14.95, so call it $1,500, and you will get upsold after the initial program is over. It looks like the upsell is about $7,500, which is pretty steep these days. And something that is not really told to you up front is just you're having to not only pay to have the website built, set up their products, all that stuff, but you're also having to pay for advertising for those products as well, which some people complained was not exactly all that clear. I'll show you that here in a second. Over here you have the terms and conditions, so you're going to talk about like your refund policy here and all that stuff. And sorry about my dog in the background there with his toy. But basically it's one of those stipulation money back guarantees. So you got to prove you went through the course, show that you took actionable steps, show that you spent a minimum of $1,000 on ad spend, which again, you already put in $1,500 for the course. Now you're putting in another $1,000 for ads, and you have to potentially pay $7,500 for an upsell. For me personally, I just don't like it when refunds essentially work like this. I just don't think it's the right way to go about doing business, but to each their own. Over here you have their BBB profile, which they're currently not BBB accredited. They have an F rating right there, and they have 2 reviews back in the middle of 2024. So this one right here mentions the $14.95 price tag on top of their major upsell, which is one-on-one coaching for 8 weeks. That's $7,500. And then over here, this guy is talking about kind of like the misleadingness. Zoom is like 400 people at once, so you're not really getting any kind of coaching, not anything really individualized that he would see the value in. Then he's talking about another program that costs another $2,000 plus another $1,000 for advertising. It's disheartening. If they can't service their customers, they should stop selling the program, which I agree. Sometimes programs get too big, and they can no longer do what they once did. And instead of, coming out and calling a spade, most people just see how many more people they can sell into the program and try to, what's a good word here? They just try to milk that cow for as long as they can, like basically milk it into the ground until they create something new. Here is his presence on Instagram. You can see he's got 148,000 followers. Not necessarily like a verified account. I guess this isn't his exact one. But what I wanted to kind of point out here was you have almost 150,000 followers, but the view count on these reels is just not really adding up, in my opinion. Like if you have 150,000 followers, you should be getting a lot more views on the reels. And then more so if you go to the posts, and you start looking at these like the like counts, it's just extremely low. So I'm not saying that there's fake followers involved, um, but I've seen something like this before, which makes me kind of raise my eyebrows a little bit. You do have a YouTube channel for him as well, 468 subs, so nothing crazy, and the view counts here aren't exactly crazy either. Um, so, you know, do I think it's legit? I think he definitely knows ecom to some extent. They've probably had some of their own personal success, but judging off of some of the reviews and some stuff on Reddit, which is probably not appropriate to show on YouTube with some of the language that was used, it does kind of have me questioning things. Their BBB profile, their money back guarantee, their upsell into like one-on-one coaching. I don't know if it vibes that well. For me, it's not something that I would personally recommend. I'm sure they mean well, but it looks like based off of the reviews that they could, work on some of their coaching to make it more personal, like have a more personal feel to it. But yeah, that said, I gave you that business model earlier to kind of chew on. See if you guys are interested in that. I'll drop a link for it down in the description below. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out down in the comments below. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.